I tried to settle a friendly debate between my colleagues and was berated for it. What should I learn from this? During lunch a few days ago, my colleagues were having a casual discussion about the word thus and whether it's a word that's been dying out in recent decades. I just listened quietly while people jumped to conclusions from personal observations and anecdotes. Yeah, I don't think I've read that word in years, let alone said it. It's a super practical word. Of course it's being used, and so on. So I pulled out my phone, visited Google's Ngram viewer, never even heard of
What
that,
the hell is
and
that?
found the actual answer. I have no idea. When I started talking, everyone went dead silent as I explained that the word's frequency in writing had been rather steady in the last 50 years. Then someone made a quip in the style of, "You must be fun at parties," and everyone continued the discussion as if nothing had happened. Now for the question. Do y'all sometimes just want to debate a topic for the sake of debating it and not find an actual answer? The situation just confuses me. What do you think,
Ooh.
guys?
Okay,
Does this
so
ever happen to you?
the Google Ngram viewer displays user-selected words or phrases in a graph that shows how those phrases have occurred in a corpus. Google Ngram Viewer's corpus is made up of the scanned books available in Google Books. So, first of all, you
Hmm.
got to be a massive fucking nerd to
Nerd.
know what an Ngram is and pull it up at will
Yeah.
like that. I
Never
bet
even
you this
heard of
guy
that.
is wicked fun at parties. And by wicked fun, I mean kind of a nerd.
Hmm.
But see, I like people who like have like the information to back it up. See if we're having that type of like conversation. You know what I mean? Because I can
Hmm.
understand like we just having a random like we just talking and you just throwing out stuff. And then somebody's like, you know what? Here's the actual. You be like, oh man, we wasn't really trying to figure it out. But I've had situations where like you're talking with somebody and they're like saying you're wrong, and you're like, what the fuck? Nigga, I can pull out the information right here. Like, you know what I'm like? I
Yeah.
don't know what's wrong with you. Like, I can understand that type of feeling because I am that type of person. I will get the information, especially if what
Hmm.
you're saying doesn't sound right. Because a lot of people who say some stuff and thinking you be like, did you honestly listen to that? Because I don't understand like what you're saying. But I don't know. I think sometimes people think because you're high, you can't understand things. And man, I don't know.
Jokes on them. We understand everything a little bit deeper than you do because of the weed. But I agree with
Hmm.
you, Rayshawn. I think I forgot what I agree with you about again because of the weed. But I think it does boil down to
It
one of
is a
two things.
yes.
Either you're a person who likes to just figure out which is right and which is wrong and move on forward with the conversation, or you're the person who likes to just fucking rail against another person and try to argue and like not just for the sake of argument. You know what I mean? And I don't
Hmm.
like an argument for sake of argument. I would rather just like, what are the facts about this? Can we just move on from the argument? Because I have better shit to do than argue with you. So like, while I do think this dude is a fucking nerd and probably does stupid stuff like this all of the time, and
Hmm.
yeah, is quote unquote fun at parties, I kind of do shit like this too because I would just rather know and we can move on with the conversation because I'm not trying to one up you. It's not a competition for me, but it
Yeah.
is for some people.
I personally think that this person just misread the room. Like, I think that possibly, I am not a doctor, possibly has a touch of autism. Okay,
Okay.
possibly.
Yep. No, real
Just me
recognize real
throwing
when you
my
see
two,
one. Yep.
yeah, just throwing my 2 cents out there. I think that this person is saying that they were like having an argument and just saying things to say things. I think maybe this was like coworkers just having a conversation, and like coworkers don't necessarily have a ton of things to talk about. So they were just kind of like talking about something that came up. And we're being like, yeah, I use thus all the time. Someone was like, no way. And it was funny, haha. And then he's just like, actually, according to the
Yeah.
Google, thus has been used the same amount in the last 50 years. And that's why everyone was
According
like,
to the
bro,
Google According to the Google
you know?
Ngram, this is the fact that
Yeah.
it's time for you to shut the hell up so I can go back to enjoying my lunch in silence.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're onto
I
something,
feel like
Kel.
it
This
was
dude,
just like,
fucking
colleagues don't,
autism.
how sometimes you don't really have the most in common with the people you work with. So when something comes up, you kind of seize it and you're just like, yeah, let's talk about this until it's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can feel that.
There's a time and a place, you know? And you could have at the end been like, oh, hey guys, remember that funny conversation we had? I looked into it a little more, and it turns out yada yada was right. It's been used the same amount of times in the last 50 years. How funny, you know? Instead of
See,
being
I'm
like,
such an asshole. I'd be like,
let's
who the
shoot the
fuck even
conversation down,
was he
bro.
even in the conversation?
Yeah.
Fuck up, dirty
Yeah.
lasagna. Don't talk to
He was
us.
talking to you. Yeah.
I think I'm trying to learn some stuff today. What the hell's an engram? I hate that we
Yeah,
just
that
learned what
was
an
cool.
engram is because of this person.
I
But
liked
see,
that.
I would like that because I like random Jeopardy facts, and I'd be like, that probably will be on Jeopardy. So let me try to
Yeah.
keep that.
You
Did
whip
we
that up.
talk about Jeopardy recently, Rayshawn?
I don't know. It probably was something you said, and I probably was like, let me keep that for Jeopardy.
Yeah,
Because I
so, like,
always say that when I remember
I said
somebody
this
say
shit.
something.
I think I said this to you a couple weeks ago. Like, Pluto TV, I am not a paid sponsor or endorser of Pluto TV, but them
Never even
motherfuckers
heard
have
of
a
it.
Jeopardy channel. All right. It's like a free app on your Roku. You can put it on your phone and stream it to a Chromecast device or whatever, but they have a whole ass Jeopardy channel. It's just Jeopardy
That's cool.
24/7. Dude, do you know how
Alec,
much I like to hyper
throw that.
focus on Jeopardy and eat that? Like, watch that while I eat? Like, it's like perfect. And I like get the
Yeah.
validation of being like, oh, I'm smarter than the average bear. But then also sometimes they have like fucking high schoolers on there and shit. I'm like, these kids are fucking stupid. And then other times it's the other way where I'm like, man, I'm fucking
Yeah.
stupid. I can't believe I failed geometry, except right now I totally believe that I did. So
Mm.
I don't know. It's just I love the Jeopardy channel on Pluto TV. Shout out Pluto TV. I forgot how we got here.
Yeah,
This kid
nerds.
sucks, right?
I don't know. I just feel like, gently, just like gently, maybe do a self-assessment. And I think
No,
you just misread the
no.
room.
This dude does not have no self-awareness to do no self-assessment. You call up your fucking local medical professional, some kind of neuro
Just get assessed.
evaluation clinic of some such sort, and you
Yeah.
ask them, hey, what's up with me? Been
Yeah.
wondering
No.
for a while. Can you please give me some kind
I
of
need
reason?
a clinical eye. Okay.
Yeah. I need a clinical
Honestly,
diagnosis of why my brain is this way.
Yeah.
you should just keep doing what you're
Kindly.
doing. People who fuck with
Mm.
you are going to end up fucking with you. I mean, I act like how I act at work, and people naturally just start fucking with me. So just do what you want
I
to do.
think the
Just be
vibe is
yourself.
different, Rayshawn.
This kid's
I'm
not
just
as cool as
saying.
you, dude. This
don't
is
have the
different.
same vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
I
That's
think
the
I think it's
difference.
just always just be yourself. You know what I mean?
This kid's
I'm not
vibe is
telling
like
him not to be himself.
No,
I'm
just saying like
saying.
I feel like even like I naturally like be cool with anyone, like even if you're different from me. So I feel like you should just be who you are.
Yeah.
You're
No,
too
I
cool,
agree
dude.
about being yourself. Totally super into it. I just feel like for this person's peace of mind in future endeavors, specifically said he's confused because he doesn't get why people would have a conversation if they don't just want an answer. To me, that was a bit of just like a little bit of like an antenna coming up, like, hang on a second. Some people just want to have conversations to have conversations.
Yeah.
And it's not all about getting to the end, to the point.
Nah. People just like to argue for sake of arguments. But
To be
I like
honest, I
to
would have been like,
find stuff out.
I don't even know how if I even use that word. People would have to point out if I use that word because I'm like, thus. Nah,
Thus.
I've never
Thus
used
ends
that.
this section.
I've never used that word in my life.
And thus, we come to the end of this segment. There you go. That's a thus. Like Google fucking audiobooks or whatever the hell, pick that shit up. Put that in the
we're adding to
PNG.
it.
What the fuck's it called? The engram?
Engram.
What a stupid fucking thing.
Sounds dumb.
And thus, we move on.
Yes, let's move on.